All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Midway through the month of November, we know that the Big Ten East winner is either going to be Michigan or Ohio State, as both of these college football superpowers are currently undefeated, and they are on a collision course in 2 weeks in a showdown that has national championship implications. But on the other side of the ledger, we're talking about the Big Ten West. Things are as jumbled as ever. Now, following today's action, Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, and Purdue are all 4-3 and sitting atop the Big Ten West. As after the Illini appear to be on cruise control to getting to Indianapolis, they've lost their last two contests, home games to Michigan State, and then, of course, today to Purdue. Now, overall, between these four teams, Iowa lost to Illinois, but they beat Purdue, and then they travel to Minnesota next week. Purdue beat Minnesota and Illinois, but lost to Iowa. Minnesota lost to Purdue and Illinois, but they host Iowa next week. And Illinois beat Iowa and Minnesota, but lost to Purdue. So, it's all about parity in college football. And I think this right here, the Big Ten West is screaming of it because at the end of the day, you look at the teams over there, you don't have a complete team. Iowa has a tremendous defense, but they struggle on offense. The same thing can be said about Wisconsin, who, they fell one game behind this pack right here. You think about Purdue, they have a solid offense, but at times defensively they're not there. And then when their defense is there, their offense isn't there. Minnesota, they've had their struggles. They've looked good one week and then they could look bad the next week. Illinois was rolling, but then the last couple of weeks they've just basically gotten out physical by both Michigan State and Purdue at home. So when it's all said and done, I mean, this is what you expect from the Big Ten West because since 2014, we've only had one repeat winner from the Big Ten West, and that was Wisconsin in 2016 and 2017. But at the end of the day, the winner of the Big Ten West is more than likely going to be the ultimate loser. Why? Because you then have to go to Indianapolis and tangle with either Michigan or Ohio State. One of those teams is whoever gets to the Big Ten championship game out of the East. They're going to be undefeated going into that game, and they know that they have plenty to play for, and their foot is going to be on the throttle. We saw Iowa get run off the field last year, courtesy of Michigan, and I think whomever gets to the Big Ten championship game out of the West is definitely going to be in for a long Saturday night in Indianapolis. But when it's all said and done, who do you ask me who's going to win this jumble division? At this point, I don't know because you look at it and I feel like Purdue to me is basically they have the best chance of winning it all because I look at the remaining schedule. They host Northwestern on Saturday. Northwestern only has one victory under their belts this year, and then they finish at Indiana. But you look at some of these other teams, Illinois, this was their top opportunity right here to seal things up because Illinois now has to go to Ann Arbor on Saturday and take on Michigan. They then travel to take on Northwestern to end the season. But then, you look at Iowa. Iowa's right there. They got to go to Minnesota next week, and that's going to be a tough game. And then they finish at home with Nebraska. I talked about Purdue, and then Minnesota. They host Iowa and then they travel to Wisconsin. That's neither one of those games are going to be easy to just based on schedule. I'm going to give the nod to Purdue, but at the end of the day, with what we have seen so far here in this season from the Big Ten West, you just throw all the rules out of the window. This is what it's all about with college football. Everybody has a chance. And at this point, everybody still does have a chance in the Big Ten West. And when it's all said and done, let's not write off Wisconsin either. They're 3-4. They're one game behind the leaders of the pack, if you will. But stranger things have happened and can happen over the next couple of weeks to end this regular season. But at the end of the day, that's why you lace them up, take the field, and play the game. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line to be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off. Say take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.